Have you ever looked at a plant and wondered, how does it all actually work? Like, how is a simple leaf connected to the creation of pollen? Well, today we're going to dive deep, and I mean microscopic deep, into a plant's reproductive journey. We're going to peel back the layers one cell at a time. Let's jump right in.
Okay, whoa. That's a mouthful, right? Microsporophyll, microsporangium. It sounds super complicated, but trust me, it's not. Think of this question as our roadmap for today. We're going to tackle each of these terms one by one, and by the end, you'll see exactly how they all fit together. It's kind of like a puzzle, and we're going to solve it together. All right, every great journey has a starting point, and for us, that's with the largest structure on our list.
So what in the world is a microsporophyll? Well, simply put, it's a modified leaf. But this isn't your everyday run-of-the-mill leaf that's busy with photosynthesis. Nope, this leaf has a very special job: reproduction. It's basically the foundation, the cradle where the entire process of making pollen kicks off.
To really make this click, let's think about those Russian nesting dolls. You know the ones I'm talking about, right? The microsporophyll is the big one, the outermost shell. It's the first piece you see, the container that holds all the other, more intricate pieces inside. Okay, so if this special leaf is our big outer container, the obvious question is, what's packed inside? I think it's time we opened this first doll up and had a look.
So we're cracking open that first layer. Let's see what's going on inside the pollen sac.
And there it is. Inside, we find the microsporangium. Now that might sound technical, but you've almost definitely heard its more common name, the pollen sac. Yep, these are the special chambers located right on the microsporophyll, and their entire job is to house the material that's eventually going to create spores. And this is where our nesting doll analogy really comes to life. The microsporangia, those are the next, smaller dolls you find tucked inside the big one. See how this works? It's a brilliant system of protection, with each layer shielding the even more delicate parts inside. Okay, but these pollen sacs, these little chambers, they aren't empty, right? Of course not. The center is packed with something called sporogenous tissue. Now, this stuff is important. It's a dense mass of highly specialized cells, and it's absolutely vital for the next step. Let's go back to our analogy. If the microsporangium is that second, smaller doll, then the sporogenous tissue is, well, it's not another doll. Think of it as the precious material filling that doll. It's the functional core, the very substance that makes this whole thing work. So we have this dense core of tissue. But so what? What is it actually for? What is this tissue made of, and what is it about to do? To answer that, we have to zoom in one last time, down to the final microscopic level of our journey. And here we are. We've gone past the leaf, past the pollen sac, and now we're at the cellular level. This is really the heart of the matter. So that sporogenous tissue we were just talking about, it isn't just a blob of stuff. It's actually made up of individual cells called microspore mother cells, or MMCs for short. And each one of these diploid cells is basically a tiny factory, getting ready to undergo meiosis to produce 4 microspores. It's a whole community of powerful cells gearing up for a huge task. And with that, we've finally reached the very center of our Russian nesting doll, the smallest, most fundamental piece. This isn't just another container. This is the source. Each and every one of these microspore mother cells is a tiny factory, poised and ready for the magic of cell division. Okay, we've gone from the big picture all the way down to a single cell. Now, let's zoom back out and put all the pieces of our puzzle together so we can see how they all connect. So here it is, the whole journey laid out. It starts with the microsporophyll, that's our specialized leaf, the big container. Inside that, you find the microsporangium, the pollen sac. And what's filling that sac? The sporogenous tissue. And finally, what's that tissue made of? The microspore mother cells. It's a perfect sequence, from the outside in. Each part is literally nested inside the one before it. So the real key takeaway here is this. This isn't just a random list of vocabulary words you have to memorize. It's a true physical hierarchy. It's a journey, a story of structures within structures, leading from a large, visible leaf all the way down to the single, powerful cell where it all begins. So we've arrived at the microspore mother cell. The stage is set. But what happens now? What incredible biological process transforms this single mother cell into the pollen grains that are so essential for the reproduction of countless plants on Earth? Well, that's a story for another time.